Good morning, YouTube. It's Ro here, and I'm ready to do an update on the AeroGardens. Normally I do these every other Sunday, but this Sunday I was a little bit under the weather because I got bit by the Rona, y'all, and I've been home for the better part of 2 weeks, just, you know, doing what they tell you, quarantining and whatever. I was pretty lucky. I'm not get super sick. I never even got a fever, to be honest. And the only thing I still have going on is the, no scent and no taste. But aside from that, I did pretty good. On Sunday, though, I was feeling pretty nauseous and I just didn't have it in me. But I have it in me today, so we're going to check it out. So this first AeroGarden, it's a new one. I just set this up, I think a week and a half ago. Over here I have some, I think it's time. And then I have some black-seeded Simpson lettuce, and as well in this one. And then I was succession planting that. So here's a couple others that I just started, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. All of these seeds I got from an Etsy. I'll put the link below, but I used the mini romaine lettuce, some mini red romaine, and some all year round lettuce. Here I have some more of the black-seeded Simpson lettuces, and then I also have a couple of Wherokowhai tomato cuttings in here. My plan is to move those into my root farm, which is currently housing a pepper that isn't producing any flowers, which means I don't have any fruit coming anytime soon. And I've had that pepper in that root farm since October, so I'm getting rid of it. And I'm going to put these tomato plants in there and see what I can do with that. I'd rather do that than waste, another 6 months on a pepper plant that isn't giving me anything. But yeah, so these are, I've just been peeling, picking it off. Kind of like cut and come again. Good stuff. In this unit is the Coleus. I've brought this up 1,000 times, I feel like, but this was just a cutting that I took from my outdoor plant from this summer. It is still going like crazy. At this point, I think I have about 5 different plants from these cuttings alone, and I don't know where else I'm going to put in. In this unit, I have a Wherokowhai tomato. The blooms have been dropping off of it that were coming on, and see, it's already touching the light again. I just trimmed this thing. I have so many cuttings taken from this. And it occurred to me that maybe my nutrients were off. So I checked it, and sure enough, it was at like 800 ppms or whatever. It should have been like way more than that, at least twice that. So I've been using my, I have a thing that measures that, and so I've been doing that. And it seems to be working because now new flowers are coming in. So there's a few up there. And then when we go up here, which is outside of the unit, but we're going to see if we can make it work. Got a couple up here too. So I'm hoping for the best. At this point, because I keep trimming the plant in here, I have 4 cuttings that I'm going to be moving into that snazzy unit. I'll be getting rid of that pepper, and this will be going in. Well, the cuttings from this will be going in there. And outside of that, it looks good. It doesn't have any bug issues or anything like that. It was supposed to be a determinant that was only supposed to get 2 to 3 feet. Obviously, the bounty goes up to 2 feet. And then I'd say we're working on that 3rd foot there. So, worst comes to worst, I have another light unit that I can use. But right now I have it in front of this window. Although it is winter, I don't know how much this is helping. This might not be the strong enough light for this, but we will find out. And I'm hoping that by continuing to trim things off, although I'm not going to do it on this one just because I want to see if I can get these tomatoes to bloom. But I'm hoping that by constantly trimming this thing, that it'll encourage some more new growth. But as you can see, I've been, cutting stuff off. And here as well. And, I'm trying. This is what happens when you use seeds from outside of AeroGarden. The machine isn't necessarily made for growing the types of tomatoes that I'm trying to grow, And I'm definitely using dwarf and determinate types, but, really, the unit is supposed to work with the AeroGarden plants, and it does very well. But then when you use your own seeds like I've done here, these seeds came from my gardener. You run into issues, right? So the issues that I'm running into include, but not exclusively, the plant has grown too tall for the unit, and also I have been having a hard time keeping the nutrients at optimal for a tomato plant. But I'm gonna keep working on it. I mean, if I gave that pepper plant 6 months and got nothing, I could for sure give this a little more time to see if I can make it work, as Tim Gunn would say. All right here we have pepper plant. I'm pretty sure from looking at this that this is going to be a jalapeno. So I have a pepper coming in there. And then if we'll look inside here, I got a couple happening in there. And there's some more around on the other side. I'm glad that I took the chance. These are just as old as that one in the root farm. And I did the same changes. I went ahead and I pruned it up, hoping that would force something. But that didn't work on the root farm plant, but it did work on this one. So we're going to hang on to this because I'm excited to try. I'm pretty sure this is the, I'm sorry, did I say jalapeno? I think this is the Habanada. So wish me luck on that. We got lots of flowers coming in, and should have some tasty goodies happening pretty soon. In this unit, I have my sage still, and I threw my couple succulents up here. Oh, well, not this one. This is my jasmine plant, which looks great right now. It is not in the AeroGarden, but I feel so bad because it's flowering, and I got the jasmine because I love the way it smells. Well, I'm still suffering from my COVID symptoms. Well, after effects from the COVID, which include not being able to taste, but also not being able to smell. So my jasmine is blooming and I can't smell it, and that sucks. But it's pretty, huh? At any rate, so we got the sage in here. I'm thinking about pulling this out, and we got some lettuce leaf basil in here. I did have a curly parsley growing there. I decided to take that out, and I'm going to be starting a whole new round of herbs. Then we're going to be going outside and I'm hoping to clean this unit out and do something else with it. I've gotten a lot of herbs out of this. It's probably been, I don't know, easily 6 months. This plant hasn't been in here for 6 months, to be clear. But it's been growing various herbs for the past 6 months. And so I'm going to pull these out pretty soon here and move on to something else. Because, you know, I like change like that. So here we're looking at some dwarf tomatoes. Over here are 2 orange hat tomatoes, these 2. And then this here is a 2 purple sprouting broccoli seedlings. I will obviously be uppotting them at some point. But the tomatoes are looking pretty good. And then over here, I just noticed something a couple days ago. And don't judge me. Yes, I probably should have noticed sooner, but I didn't. What did I notice? I noticed that the screen was blank. So I kept an eye on it. Come to find out, this thing doesn't turn off. So the light has been just on and on and on and on and on and on. And that might explain why this mini bell tomato is so enormous. I have not been... Oh, look at that. That looks really good. I have not been pollinating it. I should have been, but I haven't been. I've started now. I don't know what that's going to do at this point. I didn't even think of it until I was noticing that some of the flowers had been dying off. And up here too. Not all of them, but some of them have been. But this thing has gone like hyper productive. I started to unplug it, but I thought, you know what? Let's just see what happens with constant forever light. So the mini bell apparently just keeps growing and growing and growing, whereas this micro tom hasn't gotten nearly as big, but it just may have just as many blooms coming in. So I guess this has turned into an experiment to see what happens with that. So far I'm happy with everything. And then over here are 2 of those cuttings I took from the Wherokowhai Tomato that I plan on putting in the root farm. And then down here are some more lettuce seedlings that I started. And those are the red romaine mini, the mini regular romaine, and the all year round lettuce. More of those seedlings down here. All right, and this unit is another pepper plant, and this one is also setting fruit. Let's see if I can find it. There we are. And this too looks like a Habanada to me. It's another one that I've had since October of 2020. And so this plant is, 5 months old, and I'm just now getting some fruit set on it. But there's a lot of flowers coming in on this bad boy. Look at all that. and here, and here, and here, and here. So we're going to hang on to this plant for a little bit longer. I was hoping to, originally when I planted this, I was hoping to use this, be done with this pepper by now, and use this unit to do some seed starting, because I do have a seed starting tray for this sprout. Use it to sprout some, or do some seed starting for the upcoming spring garden. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, but I have another sprout unit at my office, which I think is probably going to be dead since I haven't been to work in 2 weeks behind this COVID. So I guess I'll bring that home and use that to do my seed starting instead, so that I can keep this going and I can hopefully harvest some habanadas. Habanadas, 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 habanadas. You guys like my improv? Alright guys, that's it for today's update on what's going on with the AeroGardens. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you had any questions, pop them in the comments for me. I will read them and I'll try to answer whatever you ask me. Plant related, of course. Somebody sent me a personal pic. Thank you for thinking that I'm a nice looking lady, but I am definitely not interested in any more correspondence that has anything to do with that. I am not a lady of the night, and I am not single, and I am not interested. But if you have any plant related questions, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And I plan on putting 2 more of my units into production here pretty soon. I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to do with them just yet, because what's the point when you can't see what I'm going to do? So hopefully in the next video I will have more to show you, more to tell, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right, you guys, happy growing and take care. Stay COVID free. All right, bye-bye. I still can't believe I got that penile photograph. Because my mind is like, who's going on gardening videos, doing their research to find my contact information, contacting me and being like, oh, hey, I saw your videos on your AeroGardens. You know what you need. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm definitely not interested, but that just cracked me up. I was like, oh my. I know that when you open yourself up on the web, like, you're gonna get all types, all kinds of stuff and whatever. And I don't know why I never thought I would be subjected to that, but so I get to join that club now. Yeah, don't send me that mess. I really don't care. And I don't want to put nobody on blast either, but dude, put that thing away. Did nobody ask you for all that? I said I like to make things grow, but didn't nobody say that? All right. I'm through with y'all. I'm through. I can't.